It's the Bobby Moe Show. I'm Chris Shovlin, the play-by-play voice of the Robert Morris University football and basketball teams. We're going to talk golf today. We're not going to talk football or basketball. We're going to talk golf. Head coach Jerry Stone, one of the greatest coaches in the history of Robert Morris University athletics, will join us next here on the Bobby Moe Show, presented today by the Dollar Energy Fund. This winter, many families in our area are struggling to make ends meet and keep their homes warm. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore basic utility services. No one should have to face a Pittsburgh winter in the cold. Help spread the warmth to your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org. It's the Bobby Moe Show, and it's presented by Dollar Energy Fund, helping our neighbors in need maintain basic utility service since 1983. Visit dollarenergy.org or text the word WARM, W-A-R-M, to 53555. That's WARM to 53555. Well, as mentioned, we have perhaps the winningest coach on the Robert Morris University athletics staff. Here in the studio with us for the Bobby Moe Show today, he is Jerry Stone, who has been the head men's golf coach and the head women's golf coach here from time to time as well here at Robert Morris University. And down through the years, you've racked up a number of championships, and your players have. You've been named the Coach of the Year in the men's side in 2019, 2015, 2010, dating all the way back to 2003. 2013, you were the Tri-State PGA of America Teacher of the Year, which is what in part collegiate golf is all about. And, of course, in 2010, the NEC Women's Coach of the Year. Jerry, what, if you can put it in a nutshell, what has made you so successful, and what has made your teams so successful here at Robert Morris down through the years?
It's not about me. It's about the kids. They're the troopers. They work hard. Every year we have a great group of kids, whether it be from the women's side way back to the men. Something they've wanted to do, I just help them, push them along a little bit here and there, and they just want it. They really want it, and they enjoy the game, and that's number one. If they can't enjoy it, then they shouldn't be playing. And that's what we stress through the PGA as well. But they want it bad. And, we've had success. I'm just a little piece of the puzzle. They're the biggest piece of the puzzle.
You got here in the spring of 2002 and have been the golf coach here at Robert Morris since that time. And I know that, we're going to talk about the teams in just a little bit, and down through the years, some of the great players that you've had. But let's talk about you. How did you get into golf? I mean, when did it start for you, and who led you into the sport that became your profession?
Now you're talking my age here. So, but no, it started way back when I was just a little kid, 10-year-old kid. Grew up across the street from a little public golf course, and there was a lady pro there. We're going back in the early 60s, mm-hmm. And back then there weren't many women in the golf business. And she took me under her wing, and it just started, and I played through middle school, high school, college, and then professionally. And from that moment, I knew what I wanted to do when I was 10, 11 years old.
Sure.
And I've gone at it pretty hard for a long time, but no, it's something I've dreamed of, and the dreams do come true. Just being in the business.
I have to ask, down through the years, and I won't say I won't even ask about your favorite golfer. I'll say, who are your favorite golfers? Because over that time period, there have been so many different players.
Well, Arnold Palmer's probably number one. I've known him a lot. I've known him quite a few years, of course, before he passed away. Yeah. I used to work for a gentleman that played the senior tour with him, and they would fly on Arnold's playing, and I'd get to go on the plane and drop him off at the airport in a Trove and go up on the plane and talk to him. And no, he was always my idol. Jack Nicklaus, again, we're still going way, way back. Yeah. The young kids today, Justin Thomas is on tour. I used to work with his father, Mike, here in Pittsburgh for 3 years at a club. So I've known them for a long time as well. But probably those two, Lee Trevino, all the old-timers, Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer.
It was a thrill. I don't have the background in golf that you do, but it was a thrill going out to Oakmont and seeing these guys play. And I remember covering the PGA Championships and the U.S. Opens when they came to Oakmont, and there was just an aura about Arnold and Jack and Lee, in particular, those three. There was just something about them. There was an aura around them that drew people to them, whether you're into golf or whether you're not.
Yes. Well, they were fan friendly.
Yeah.
They signed every autograph. They stopped and spoke to people. Today, you don't see that too often. You have a few guys that'll do it after the round or before the round, but not during the round. These guys would do it during the round. Yeah. And that speaks highly of them, and of course that transpires that the fans love that. Yeah. So that's where that all was at.
Jerry Stone is my guest on the Bobby Moe Show. I'm Chris Shovelin. We're talking golf. We're going to talk about the Colonials coming up in just a little bit here. But I have to ask you your thoughts on Tiger Woods and his recovery from what he's gone through with his most recent automobile accident and what he's fighting through to get back into the game. What are your thoughts on what he's doing?
It's amazing what, if you watched him play in that tournament and the father-son, and it was probably only 8-9 months since his accident, and they said he might never walk again, might have to amputate his leg, and he's playing, and he played as good as anybody, as all the pros there said. He's not sure if he's going to get a chance to break Jack Nicklaus's record. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to look at different eras because just like all the other sports, how do you compare people? He's going to go down as, I hate to say it, Jack Nicklaus has all the wins,
right.
but Tiger's going to go down as maybe the greatest player of all time. Yeah. And it's nice to see. It's nice to see him come back. People want to see him, and that's important. And hopefully he's changed his life and for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I have to ask you, favorite courses here in the Pittsburgh area? Any in particular?
Fox Chapel is by far, I think, one of my favorite golf courses in the world. I haven't played it since they've changed it, but Fox Chapel is just awesome.
What makes it so special for you?
It's just kind of an old layout. It's not like an Oakmont where it's so difficult, and some of the other golf courses that are so long. It's a premium shot maker's golf course, and I just love those kind of courses. Now I've played over in Scotland. I've played at Carnoustie, and I've played the old golf course. Those were fabulous. But here, Fox Chapel, I'd say the old golf course was a dream come true.
Sure.
That not a lot of people get a chance to play. But Fox Chapel, and I've worked at some really private clubs. Westmoreland Country Club was fabulous as well up this way.
Okay.
Diamond Run I worked at for Gary Player.
Sure.
And that was fabulous as well. But overall, I think Fox Chapel is one of my favorites.
All right. Jerry Stone is my guest. We're talking Robert Morris University golf now here on the Bobby Moe Show. And let's switch to Robert Morris University golf right now. There's actually, is it a split season or is it just two separate seasons? How do you consider it? Because your team's played in the fall and, of course, in the spring as well. You're getting ready to start it back up again.
That's correct. We basically have two seasons. We start when school starts, and we play till the first week in November in season. Then we go off season, and then we pick back up in season the first week of February. Even though it's snow covered and we can't get on the golf course, but we're now practicing 6 days a week. In the conference championships, always in the spring. But the fall is important because we have an opportunity to play a lot with the weather being so nice. So we try and get a lot of stuff in during the fall. Spring's difficult. We might not get on a golf course until, who knows, March, and we have a month of school and tournaments, and it's over. Yeah. But no, it's year round for these kids. Workouts, practicing. But it is split both, spring and fall.
Robert Morris, we have the Golf Dome, so you're
That's
inside
correct.
right now. Can you really, truly replicate the game inside the dome, or is it just basically workouts?
It's putting and chipping's okay because we have that green there, so they can work on that. That kind of replicates the golf course. Being only 100 yards deep, the guys are just basically working on their swings. They work with TrackMan, they get numbers, flight scope. They're just working on some things, so when they go to the golf course, they're not having to worry about anything. They just go play, and it takes them a few days just to get acclimated to the golf course again. But no, the dome's vital to us because we get to work with them. If we have to tweak something in their swings or in a short game, or with the bunker there as well, we get to practice there out of the bunkers. So it's a vital piece to our puzzle.
Any of your guys get down to Top Golf to replicate driving at all? Because I know we have a franchise here in Pittsburgh.
I don't really know. We don't discuss it.
Sure.
Because I teach somewhere else. But no, I think they've been down there, but it's pretty expensive for a college kid to go down there. But they have, we have 3 facilities that they can practice at: Scally's, Montour Heights, and the Dome. So, for a northern team, we have some awesome facilities.
Yeah, and Scally's has been the headquarters for years and years and years.
60 years, probably.
Yeah, absolutely, and their family's just been tremendous, no doubt about it. Well, let's talk about, we're coming into the spring portion right now, and I don't know what you're going to find out there weather-wise when you get started again, but let's talk about the schedule, who you're going to see, and how this is going to play out.
Well, we're a little different than the other sports. We don't have a home and away against competition, so we don't have to play against any Horizon teams.
Okay.
But we do because I've always played against them towards the Midwest. Based in the Northeast Conference, we always had to go way east.
Sure.
So we never saw those teams either. But it's a little different. The Horizon is a strong golf league, and we're getting ready to start here in a month. And we're going to see. We'll play at Wright State throughout, at the end of the year, and we'll probably have 8 or 9 conference teams there right before the conference championship. We might see a few more of our Horizon teams throughout our other tournaments, but probably not, because we're going east. We're going over to the coast to play a couple events, so those teams won't travel from the Midwest over. Indianapolis is a long way to go. But no, it's we're excited. We're ready to go. The guys are ready to go and get after it, for this spring.
Finally, Jerry, some of the top moments in your years here during the 2000s of Robert Morris. I know it might be too numerous to list.
It was probably our first trip to the NCAAs. It was an individual, C.G. Mercatoris, who was in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer.
We went out to Colorado for that. That was a huge experience for the young man. Opened my eyes at what kind of players, because we were playing against Oklahoma and Georgia and all these teams, and it was like, wow, these guys are really good. Yeah. And then I would say just being a part of some of these guys' lives that were players of the year, and just being a piece of that, and those are the biggest moments.
Sure.
The NCAA is great. We always want to go there. We want to strive to go there every year. Unfortunately, only one team goes from the conference. There's no at-large bids for us. SEC might have 10 at-large bids. So, it's hard to win. It's very difficult to win a conference championship. But the last NCAA appearance was something really different. I remember one young man from Bogota, Colombia, said to me walking down 18 the last day, he said, Coach, and he said, this is my senior year. I played in this for 4 years. My freshman year, we finished 4th. My sophomore year, we finished 3rd. My junior year, we finished 2nd. He said the writing was on the wall for us to win. And sure enough, we did. So that was just, that kind of just hit me.
Sounds like it's been a lot of fun.
It has been. It's fun being around these kids. They keep you young, keep you energized, and that's important for life.
Jerry, great having you on the Bobby Moe Show.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to be with you and everything you do for the university.
Thank you.
This winter, many families in our area are struggling to make ends meet and keep their homes warm. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore basic utility services. No one should have to face a Pittsburgh winter in the cold. Help spread the warmth to your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org.
Support Dollar Energy Fund today and help your neighbors in need stay warm this winter. Find out how a small contribution can score big with those in need. Visit dollarenergyfund.org or text the word WARM, W-A-R-M, to 53555. That's WARM to 53555. All right, let's take a look at the schedule ahead for everybody here, athletics speaking, at Robert Morris University. First of all, let's start with softball. They went 2-1 versus North Carolina A&T and swept Howard in a 2-game series last weekend. This weekend, they're going to be in Rock Hill, South Carolina for a big 5-game tournament. They'll play Ball State, Albany for 2, Towson, and Winthrop. In women's track and field, they'll be at Kent State on Saturday for a big meet. Men's lacrosse lost to Bucknell last Saturday. They'll be at Stony Brook out on Long Island this coming weekend on Saturday. Women's lacrosse lost at Ohio State last Saturday, but they have their home opener against Canisius. You'll be able to watch that on the RMU Athletics YouTube channel, or just show up at Joe Walton Stadium and see it in person. Women's basketball last week beat Purdue Fort Wayne on Friday and knocked off Cleveland State on Sunday. So a big 2-game win weekend for the women's basketball team. On Friday night, they'll tangle with Wright State. That game will be broadcast, of course, on ESPN+, plus on 22 The Point here on regional television in Pittsburgh, along with MeTV Ohio Valley. Again, that'll be in the Wheeling-Steubenville markets, and that will be Friday night. Then the women's team takes on Northern Kentucky on Sunday on ESPN+. As far as men's basketball is concerned, they lost to Detroit Mercy and Oakland, but on the road they beat Youngstown State last Sunday to turn things around. Tonight, they'll take on IUPUI. That game will be televised on ESPN+, 22 The Point in Pittsburgh, and MeTV Ohio Valley in the Steubenville Wheeling markets. Of course, you can also hear the audio of that game on the RMU Athletics Game Day app. On Saturday, the guys take on UIC, Illinois Chicago. They'll be here on Saturday night at 7 o'clock at the UPMC Event Center, again on ESPN+, and on the RMU Athletics Game Day app. That'll do it for today. Dylan Thompson's our producer of the Bobby Moe Show. I want to thank our guest from the earlier segment, Jerry Stone, the head golf coach here at Robert Morris University. I'm Chris Shublin. Thanks for tuning in to the Bobby Moe Show, presented by Dollar Energy Fund.